Nether Blast. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it could work. It might be able to stall things out. And like you said, Coddle really good from the mid lane at doing so. The biggest thing we're gonna see, the biggest timing that every mid Coddle plays for is the level 6. This is something that we will see over and over and over. A Coddle will hit level 6. He will immediately TP to the side lane, pop the spirit form, and start solar binding to kill a hero. It is going to happen 100%. Like it is the only reason that we see these South American teams pick up this Coddle is because he gets level 6 really quick, and then he instantly kills your side lane. So you're gonna have to, if you're Boom, you definitely have to be paying attention to like the second that Coddle like disappears from the lane. We'll see if he manages to make it happen for Lumpy. I think his side lanes are fairly gankable, specifically this bottom lane, right, where you have Dragonite. He's not a super fast hero.
I think Dragonite might be a little easier. He's very tanky to that physical damage, but magic. Well, now that he picks up Mage Slayer, when he gets that, he is tankier versus that. But in this early game, especially with the mid Coddle hitting 6 so early, yeah, that could be a good target. I think Faceless Void, it's doable, but it's a little harder with the time walk.
Yeah.
So it might be safer to grab that Dragonite kill. Plus, it's going to help out your Alchemist. But we'll have to see how the lane goes because sometimes if Alchemist is already doing well enough, you don't really need to go and like get him a kill. And it's nice, but he's honestly farming so well on his own that you can actually help your other lane if it's not going well. So yeah, we'll
True.
just see what's happening, what it looks like at level 6, and potentially if it's like a power rune spawns, what side it is, right? That sometimes just dictates where you go. It's like, well, I'm already halfway to top, and I got this rune. I guess I'll just keep going. We're not ready. Hold on.
It was a joke.
That's okay. This gives us a moment to imagine what's going to happen here. Right now, Beast Coast is all together, so if an early fight breaks out, that'll go their way. Sometimes we see, like, we talk all this, like, oh, the lane counters, here's what the draft's supposed to do. Then one team picks up a bunch of first bloods, and it just throws all of
Nothing
that out the
matters.
window, right? Like, well, this guy wasn't really supposed to start with double his net worth, so, like, it's really changed the dynamic. So,
You
if
and I were
anyone's going to
casting the
find
game with
something,
9 kills, right? At the horn.
yeah, one of the NA qualifiers. Yeah.
Okay.
It
God.
just totally changed the game. I think we had like a Monkey King off lane into an anti-mage carry, and he just came in with double the net worth, like an extra Wraith Band, and it
That's what it
was
was,
over.
yeah.
It was just over before it even turned to day. I mean, this is an Alchemist. If you give Alchemist kills, oh, like that is terrifying.
Yeah, especially like XP goes really far on Alk because the faster you can get this acid spray leveled up, the better. Like this is like your farming tool,
Hmm.
right? So if he gets to like his level 3, that 2 points in acid spray, he can stack behind his tower super easily and clear those. It's one of the things that makes Alk like a relatively decent safe laner, and we've seen there was a couple patches early on when the map update came out. What was this thing called? Something I can't remember what the name of the map update was, but the big map update where they added the side jungles, like Alk was probably one of the #1 carries. It was like Alk and Medusa almost every single game because people didn't realize how to take advantage of like these 2 new jungle camps behind the tower.
Hmm.
And people were like, how is this Alk getting like an 8.5-minute radiance? What is happening?
Yeah. All
Well, I
right, we see this
love this.
sentry
Yeah.
placed by Venge. So I was actually wondering, like, who do you prioritize? Keeper shoves out the lane, and then he goes in jungles. Alchemist, he's gonna want to do something similar once he picks up a couple levels as well. So at the start, you can actually go and perhaps
30
block those
seconds to
side camps
go.
in the safe lane that we were just talking about, or you can do this to the coddle. You actually put a sentry here. It'll catch any observers in this area, which sometimes just hit or miss if you get any of that. But you also block a camp that Keeper is looking forward to using.
I'm surprised that they are not sentry checking this on the side of East Coast because, like I said, a lot of these South American teams all play Coddle mid, and they all do this. Like we've seen this multiple times where like a team has come in and just started blocking the medium camp, and
Hmm.
whether it be Radiant or Dire, it slows down that early progression. And we were saying like he wants to get that level 6 right away. Well, he's going to miss probably 2 full spawns on that camp, so that will slow him down quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely. That timing for the keeper is very important. Right, side lanes, we expecting any early kills, you think?
I think top lane is maybe on to Panda. Like, he has to be a little bit careful because Tiny does do a lot of damage, and so does Wyvern, honestly, like pretty early. Once you get to your double bracers, you're pretty scary. This off lane, I can't imagine anybody dies. Like,
It's pretty tanky. Alkin Dragonite.
Yeah, maybe one of these heroes gets out of position, like one of the supports in the first couple levels, but yeah, I would be shocked if one of these guys goes down. But we'll find out sooner or later. Yeah, I think I'm pretty excited for Beast Coast's draft here to see how this works, because the Winter Wyvern has been one of the better counters to the Faceless Voids that we've been seeing. It's one of the few offlaners that you just don't really have kill threat against as a Faceless Void. And you just Arctic burn him on cooldown, and it feels really sad. Especially with like early levels of Time Walk being such a long cooldown.
Yeah, Arctic Burn got a huge buff in 7.35, reducing that cooldown massively. So it's a lot easier to use to just constantly harass, like you said. And then later on in that Chronosphere, right, you've got Cold Embrace as a save. You could maybe ult the Faceless Void himself. It's just it's tough to play Faceless Void. You kind of have to look for the Winter Wyvern, or you can depend on this Pango, maybe this Grimstroke, and this Dragonite finding them. I'm gonna pause here for lag. We got lots of time to theory craft here, Ricky.
Dude, I love theory crafting. If that was like a course at university, I would have smoked that course. I'm just saying.
It's essentially what I did. I was theory crafting Dota instead of paying attention in school, so you know. Kind of was a course to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was we had like a Dota club at our university, right?
Nerds.
And yeah, nerds. By the time I was graduating, the club had pretty much died because, you know, the Dota was not good at attracting new players, but the school's like clubs for other games was exploding. So in order to like try and keep Dota alive, I just made the Esports club instead, and like hid the Dota club inside of it, and was like, yeah, no one will know. It'll be fine.
There you go. I think mine did too, but I never bothered to meet any of them. Dota player, I was just solo queue, you know? I'm just in here.
Yeah. Dude, it was good. Man, those were like the glory days of Dota, honestly. The like 2015 to 2017 were just such good years. It was so much fun.
Don't worry, Dota will never die.
Okay. Sorry, I was just coughing, not because of what you said, I promise. Valve, don't hurt me. No, it's I think you're right. I mean, this game is timeless. Not to make a Faceless Void joke there or anything. But I think there will be a point when like Dota 3 technically comes out, to be honest. Like it'll eventually, like there'll be some, you know, I'm sure Valve is working on like another Source engine upgrade eventually, and then they'll be like, all right, moving our games again.
When they add fishing in, that's Dota 3 right there.
Dude, honestly,
that'll be the new peak of Dota 2.
Imagine the runes are actually just, you fish them out instead. So you have to like go to the river and like pull out the fishing rod and mini game to get the rune instead of just clicking it.
It's the way. Look, we've been in this 2v2 meta on the side lanes for a while. People have been kind of thinking about like getting roaming back. No one wants a jungle roamer, all right? The jungle's selfish. You're just in there on your own. You never help. But a fisherman going along our river, a very cool feature of our Dota map, helping the different lanes as you fish, the people would love that.
I would be 100% down. Sign me up, baby.
Dragonite dropping low right after the pause.
All right, I mean, that's some good damage. Pugna not messing around by any means.
Another blast is pretty low cooldown, pretty good damage against this Dragonite. But as he's getting closer to level 3, I'll be curious if he decides to take another point in Dragon Blood. We sometimes see mid laners do that, actually go 1-1-3, and it's just so hard to bully them out. I'm curious if he'll go for that as well in the off lane, or if he'll opt for more points in his spells.
So we're gonna see Coddle right now mid lane. He's like, all right, well, my camp's been blocked, so he finally gets it unblocked. But that is, 2 minutes of spawns essentially that he missed. So definitely a little unfortunate for him. I got a really important question for you. Back on like the most important topic of the game.
Okay.
What heroes would be the best fishermen?
Oh, it's Pudge for sure. That's why he's so popular. It's because Hook
Ah,
is kind of like fishing, and that's why so many people love it.
See, I
Trusty
was
Shovel,
curious.
one of the
Yeah.
best items in the game. It's kind of like fishing. You're putting in like, what am I gonna get? Oh boy.
Oh, bounty rune,
What is
bounty
it
rune,
gonna
bounty
be?
rune, bounty rune. Oh, a mango. One of those moments.
I'm
See, I was
telling you, it's
wondering, I
the
was like,
future.
would it be Pudge or would it be like the fish-based heroes that like, are better in the water type of thing, like Slark and Slardar and Augusire and all these Tidehunter. I
They can
imagine he'd be
see
a
into the
great
water.
fisherman,
Yeah, could be. But maybe they've never needed to fish. They've never needed those tools. They don't know how to use it.
Yeah. Maybe they're vegetarians.
All right, we see Keeper making use of those camps. This is what he wanted. He's just like farming multiple camps at once, shoves out the lane.
Yeah, it's super annoying. I mean, Pango is free farming, right? Like this is kind of what happens when you play against a Coddle. It's like your lane just gets pushed into your tower, you farm under your tower, and it's not that bad. Lumpy would be way further ahead if it wasn't for that camp being blocked. And Lumpy's actually allowing a lot of these creeps to get denied here, leaving them just a little bit too low. So that is hurting him quite a bit.
Yeah, actually, Pango returning in some really good harass here. Actually forcing a Sal from the Keeper of the Light.
Yeah.
It's not usually how that goes. Keeper's usually the one harassing you down with the high levels in Illuminate.
Yeah. Level 5.5 though, as the... Oh, look at Slateums, dude. This is a sick invade. He's like, all right, I know what you're up to, man. Just comes. He's going to block the camp again. He probably just steals this. Yep. And he's going to be the one hitting level 6 likely first here.
Very cool. Realizing that earlier he had harassed Lumpy pretty low.
Yeah. Nice kill at the top lane. This is the one where we kind of figured the kill threat would actually come from. Venge, just gets caught out of position trying to, I think, contest a pole camp there, but... Wyvern, Tiny, good combos.
Very good. We saw Nouns doing this earlier. I love that Tree Toss can just solo kill, like one-hit kill couriers. Gonna take the boots away from Pakaz.
Radiant are scattered. Precious bump.
All right, Lumpy is level 6. Which lane? He's choosing bottom. Here we go. Puts down a good ward, looking for heroes. Meanwhile, the power rune is out though, so he's gonna double back for a second. As move. Oh, he actually gets it on Slateums. Wow, mid toss.
Regen's really nice for Pango.
Yeah. Lumpy? I mean, he's just kind of jungling here. This is a little bit strange. And this regen's super good for the Pango. I mean, he had already spent through pretty much all of his mana, and regen gives you that like 3 times over now, so that's nice. It increases in duration as the game goes on, doesn't it now?
The haste rune does. I don't remember if the regen rune does.
Yeah, I can't remember. There was a lot of like weird changes to runes in that last patch, and I can't remember which ones did what.
Doesn't look like we're going to see any wisdom rune steals here. I thought maybe with Pango already being in that triangle, stealing more camps, he might consider it. But I guess running into Tiny, he doesn't really feel like it's worth attempting.
All right, well, I think my initial prediction of Lumpy immediately rotating is just wrong. He has the urn, but doesn't have a charge on it yet, and maybe he's just waiting for his boots of travel at this point. And it is a pretty substantial upgrade for this hero once he gets it, but Lumpy just gets closer and closer. This will be the first rotate is here in the top lane. We'll walk right onto the Tiny, but instead just jumps past him, looking for the Winter Wyvern. Just be a little bit careful. That is not necessarily an easy hero to grab. There's going to be the Avalanche. They have a toss. He's going to go for the Inkswell, turn around here onto the Tiny. And the Rolling Thunder being pump fake, not going to be committed, as it will just be a kill going to Pakaz. So 4 heroes to the top side of the map here from Boom. Ends up doing well, and Coddle ended up committing the ult. He was coming up here to try and help.
Just noticed Boom is killing it on denies. All three lanes. I mean, these cores are jungling Coddle and Alex, so yeah, they're trying to punish that by denying as many creeps as they can. And Dragon Knight's gonna start working away on this tower, and it doesn't look like Beast Coast is really doing too much about it. All right, Moose is here. Boom is rotating everyone.
They have like a slight gold advantage on Beast Coast because they are still getting last hits, but there's a pretty massive XP advantage on Boom, kind of as a result of all these denies. And yeah, they just bring the extra heroes. Dragon Knight doing what Dragon Knight does. He's got a tower. They even bring Pakaz down here in case they need to like chrono for a fight, but that will be it. Tower's gone. They're rotating top. Gardic wants to try and do the same. 3 points in the Nether Blast. As they are just farming on the side of Beast Coast. Absolutely no aggression coming out from them at the moment.
Yeah, trying to get some return damage using that Nether Blast on this tower, but not quite as good as in off-lane. DK hitting it. So this tower's still up. Pakaz came back to defend it. I do like seeing the carries rotate for these. Like with the Twin Gate, it's much easier to do. And you kind of set yourself up. If a fight breaks out, you're there. You can help capitalize on it, maybe get a couple kills. If not, you help take the tower. And then you can choose again as a team, like, do we leave the carry here to farm this area on their own? Or does the carry just go back to the safe lane again through the Twin Gate, potentially TP somewhere else, right? It just gives him a lot of options to benefit his team.
Yeah, absolutely. Mid lane, they are smoked up here on the Tiny, as they want to try and contest the potential 10-minute rune spawn here. Will they get lucky? Ooh, an amplify damage. He still said double damage. Did you hear that? Update the voice lines, Valve.
Bring all the actors back.
Bottom lane, there they go, right onto the Dragon Knight, and oh, he misses the Illuminate.
By the Dragon Knight.
Oh, that should not happen.
Just letting you know, I could hit you if I wanted to. I'm not going to right now, but I could have.
He still can. Like, he can just continuously solar bind this hero. It has 100% uptime, basically. Yeah, he's just going to tip him. He's like, well, you botched that gank, son. I mean, that DK is 100% dead to a Coddle there with an amplify damage. There's no way. So, missing that first Illuminate is pretty rough.
Charge. Or maybe it would have been a little difficult. But yeah, it certainly would have helped at least whittle him. He wouldn't feel good about pushing up here on his own right now if he was missing at least half his health.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus, Pakaz is getting just beat down by this Wyvern top lane. Yeah, I mean, Vitali is doing quite well on the Wyvern. Happy to see that. Love this hero.
Seeds of Serenity, a really cool pickup from Pakaz, recognizing, like, yeah, they picked this Winter Wyvern to whittle me down, but this passive HP regen plus the active, just keeping him fairly healthy here.
I honestly had no idea this had a passive 4 HP regen on it.
It didn't used to. It got added in one of the recent patches. Nice chrono here on 2.
Dude, beautiful
kills.
Wyvern
Before the ult comes out? Yes.
Yeah, this is so sick. This, honestly, great rotation and good use of the Inkswell onto the Pangolier, of course. They did bring Lumpy, and he's trying to do what damage he can, but a great swap in from Panda. Just gonna bait the Coddle completely. That's being a triple kill for the Void. The Coddle falling flat completely in this game.
And DK didn't even rotate over, so he's just gonna grab a free mid. Oh, and the Sacred Relic. Courier. Oh wow. No, he had that just walking straight across. Oh, that's gonna delay it because he's only a few hundred off of the talisman, so that could have been a Radiance pretty quickly here at like 13 minutes, but he's gonna have to wait longer for this Courier now.
Dude, Boom are in complete control of the game at the moment. It's like part of me is wondering if like Lumpy is maybe just not as comfortable on the Coddle mid, but or maybe he's just like uncomfortable into the Pango matchup because
He's definitely played it.
Yeah, Slatem's has just gotten so much more out of this early game. And that's typically when Coddle shines. Like, he is a complete map dominator in the first, like, 20 minutes. But he is bottom net worth here.
Yeah, I thought we would see more active play for sure. I wonder if they had this read on it, like, hey, Alchemist is farming. Yeah, we're not planning to go late, but we're not necessarily going early. We're looking at this mid-game timing, so we'll all just farm. But that's not panning out. It's I don't know if that was their read or just it was a misplay a bit, but Boom's taking control. It's only 2K right now, but that is against an Alchemist and actually a very fast farming Coddle. So I'd say 2K is actually pretty good for Boom Esports.
Especially when you consider the fact that Pakaz is dead even in net worth with an Alchemist as a Faceless Void, right? He has his Maelstrom done. He has a Yasha completed as well as he's on his way to his Manta. I mean, this is an incredibly farmed Faceless Void this early into the game.
Definitely. I will say, though, for the Alchemist, that definitely used to be the way where it's like, oh, Alchemist isn't 1,000 or 2,000 ahead, like he's losing. But I don't notice Alchemists getting as far ahead as they used to anymore. And I don't know if it's just people getting better about dealing with Alchemist, or maybe the Grievel's Greed change becoming like just this passive he always has. It slowed his early farm, but made his early game better.
I think that's it, yeah.
Yeah, so this isn't as bad as it used to be, but certainly you do want to be ahead, not behind the Faceless Void, who is not even... I mean, he's not really known to be a fast farmer, this Faceless Void. So the fact that it's even is a little intimidating.
Yeah. As soon as they changed the Grievel's Greed max gold bonus, like the hero's ability to just like flash farm dropped like what 30% or 40% or something, because it used to be 32 max gold and now it's 18. So it's a pretty substantial drop in that gold per kill, but the benefit is he gets corrosive weaponry for late game. So it's like the hero scales better technically than he used to. You're not spending all these extra points on, you know, Grievel's Greed early on, like debating like, do I go 4 points Grievel's Greed before I even get Concoction? Like, I think this iteration of Alchemist is by far the best he's ever been, and I like it way more as a hero instead of like a cheese. Gardic here, in a lot of trouble. Rolling Thunder gonna come through. Instant blink up onto the high ground. They've caught the Wyvern. The heals from Lumpy making some space here as they will turn around onto Illage. As the Mage Slayer's completed, they will go ahead and lose the Pugna, but it cost a lot of time, but the Chrono comes through from Pakaz, catching 3. The heal's gonna come back in from Lumpy. If they can clean this up, the Winter's Curse taking a lot of damage here on the Faceless Void, being able to time walk it off. You've lost 3 as Pay here, trying to burn him down on the Radiance, but it's not gonna happen. Triple kill for Slatems and Moose, the only survivor, but it's short-lived as the blinks come through. And that will be an ultra kill for your Pango, a 5-4-0.
That is huge for Boom Esports. That's like a 4,000 gold swing off of that one fight. They didn't even lose a hero, right? Dragon Knight got really low, but that swap saved him at the end. Oh, that is bad for the Beast Coast fans.
We talked about the fact that it's like you have these 2 backline heroes, like can you jump them, like just chrono them both, lol. And it actually kind of happened. DK gets on top of Coddle. Yeah.
It's simply chrono all 5 heroes. Why don't Faceless Voids just do that?
Oh, he's just trying to break some ankles. I mean, he's got a haste rune. There's just no shot. Yeah, I mean, Dragon Knight finds the Coddle, opens up with the Dragon Tail, and makes it super rough, and Wyvern ends up getting chronoed, and you're just like, well, they actually did it. They did exactly what we were kind of memeing about.
We did see that Dragon Knight, so he actually didn't get Mage Slayer, went for this Manta instead, and at first they were just tickling him, but once the Solar Bind came out, like, we did see him get nuked down, which is what we thought this benefit of the Keeper would be, but 17 minutes in, he's 0-3, which is really, I think it's missing the mark a little bit on why they picked this keeper. I don't know if they were fully expecting this keeper versus Dragonite and like that Pango threw them off, but I imagine like Pango's so popular, right? I feel like they have to have experienced this matchup before, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah. Vitali does have the Grove Bow pickup now on the Wyvern, which is huge for him because he did have that Mage Slayer in the last fight. That was, you know, doing a pretty good chunk of damage. But if the Wyvern gets, if they're able to get on top of you and, you know, actually chrono you as well, you know, the fight is going to be so difficult, if not impossible, for Beast Coast. So we'll see what they can do going forward because they really need to avoid that.
Yeah, an extra challenge, like, who's the front line of the fight? Later on, it will be Alchemist, but Alchemist is still farming right now, so he doesn't actually really want to be at the front. Tiny doesn't have the blink, so they don't actually have someone in front scouting out for the backline, protecting the backline, and I think that's part of why Boom was able to just, like, push in there and catch everyone in the back.
Yeah. Moose is close to his blink. He's about 200 gold away. He's like just cutting this top wave, which I think is smart. Like, he doesn't really want to commit, but they will find him. Dragon Tail comes out, the Rolling Thunder into a quick swashbuckle, and that's enough damage. And luckily for Moose, he did buy his Blink Dagger on the wave, so he doesn't actually lose anything for that death. I think he's perfectly happy with that.
Yeah, maybe he can catch someone off guard on Boom now. They, you know, oh, we killed Tiny before he bought his blink. You know, that's usually why you're trying to kill these heroes. Just trying to delay these timings. So maybe as he respawns, maybe they could smoke, catch someone off guard. They could certainly use a kill. It would be worth a lot. They're actually 9k behind here, so any kill is huge. Fortunately, Gardic looks like killed by Swap.
Yeah, I love the swap change. It's so good.
And he's actually already level 10, so he has that talent as well. This is a 350 damage swap.
Pei maybe baiting Illich here a little bit, but Illich also baiting him as there is a high ground war. They will toss him right back in. They have the concoction. It will stun up 3 heroes, especially with an avalanche tied to it. But Pei, you're not super tanky. You need help coming through from the Coddle, but can they finish him off in time? Swashbuckles to safety. Soulbind does catch the Coddle, as the Alchemist will live on just a sliver. Actually, he's just getting chased. He dies to the Tormentor instead. All right. Now the question is, can you get the Coddle? He's trying. He's going to try and force staff TP. Ends up, I think, force staffing the wrong way there. And that is a 2-for-1. You lose the Alka and the Coddle for Vengeful Spirit.
The good news is he finally has a Spirit Vessel charge. So maybe a future kill attempt will go a little better, because we kind of saw he like got that initial burst really quickly, and then he just didn't have the damage to finish it off, especially as the silence came out. I think that's kind of where they need to be looking at right here. First, secure your Wisdom Runes, don't fall further behind in XP, but we got this blink, got some Spirit Vessel charges. Like, they need to find some kills together to try to recover.
I was definitely unsure of like skipping the Mage Slayer on the DK, but thinking about it, into the Keeper of the Light, it actually is really smart, because Solar Bind is how you die, right? Like, you get Solar Binded, and then you're basically just like rooted with like massively reduced magic resistance, and he just whittles you down with, you know, Spirit Vessel and Illuminate spam. But now it's like he pops Solar Bind, you just immediately Manta and walk away. So I can see now why they go this route. You know, double Manta on your core, BKB coming out on Cause now as we speak. Pango, I guess, doesn't really need it because you have Rolling Thunder, but yeah, really cool item decisions coming out from Boom as a result of that mid-Coddle.
Yeah, that's a great point. Why bother increasing my magic resistance to deal with it when I can just straight up remove it? That's why he's playing in the game and we're watching him.
That's, you know, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm pretty good at this game. I'm just joking. Nice little pick off bottom there from Panda. Great kill once again on Gardic, who, I mean, I was about to point out the kill score for a lot of these heroes, but like they really just have 2 kills on the side of Beast Coast. So like all of their kill scores look really bad. There's like no assists, no kills on anybody.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only 2 kills they've gotten are on Panda playing the Vengeful Spirit. So it's literally the least valuable kill you can get.
Yeah. Hasted Faceless Void. Pretty good at finding heroes like Winter Wyvern. Who would have thought? BKB's done, like we talked about. Wyvern is closing in on the Aghanim Scepter, which is a pretty big pickup if he can get to it, but he still needs some space to farm. They're going to turn this into a Tormentor, it looks like. That is an Aghanim Scepter done on their Dragon Knight at level 15. I mean, if you skip your Mage Slayer, you're going to get a really early Ags. It feels a little bit bad because the idea mainly is you time it with your 18, but...
I mean, at this rate, he's not too far off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, once he has that, that'll be some extra magic resistance for him as well.
How dare you, Dragon Knight? You got your Ags too early.
It is funny to see. It's funny when it happens. All right, rather than go for kills, Beast Coast is just trying to split up the map. I mean, for an Alchemist, like, that's a little bit more beneficial than it usually would be since he does have that Grieval's Greed. But now that this Dragon Knight Manta and Ags is out, it's really hard to split push. And Boom is actually just trying to cut this off. They're smoking, looking for the kills.
Yeah, they saw him Manta push the lane, and he's out. Do you see Pugna's courier, like, trying to fly across the map to get to this Glimmer Cape?
They're scouting it. They're not going to kill it. They're just going to follow along. Okay,
I don't know exactly where it was, yeah.
As his smoke ends, he's just going to, like, take it. Oh, that's the Glimmer Cape, too.
That's a full Glimmer Cape for 2 minutes. Wow. Yeah. Avalanche toss. All right, they might get Panda for the 3rd time as the Glimmer Cape actually reducing a ton of the damage out here from the Coddle, but they do pick him off. Panda, I mean, can you imagine having 100% of your team's deaths?
Panda's happy with that. That's his. It's like, yes.
You're doing it, guys.
Position 5 dream. All right, they're gonna get Roshan. I mean, for Boom, we've been kind of talking about the troubles of Beast Coast, but of course the flip side is Boom's feeling great about this. So they're gonna grab this Roshan. I'm curious, I guess they could just stick it on Pakaz. Like sometimes depending on the state of the game, you stick it on your playmaker because the carry's still farming, but Pakaz is so farm. He's like, yeah, actually just give this one to me. We can just go, like, start taking all these towers.
Yeah. Gardic finally gets punished for farming on the enemy side of the map. He's just been chilling over here for quite a while. He was like farming Ancients by just life drain spamming them and just like slowly whittling them down. It's not working out great since he is still lowest net worth, but not having your Glimmer Cape also kind of rough.
Yeah, and it's more gold than sitting in the base when you're scared, right? It looks silly sometimes to die on the enemy's half of the base, but it's like actually trying to get gold. You draw people back to their half, right? You can't feed, right? You can't make it too easy for the enemy, but you do have to try to do this kind of stuff when you are 14k behind at 25 minutes. You have to find gold somewhere. You can't just sit in the base like waiting for them to come to you.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. And honestly, XP is another like resource that is scarce when you're trapped inside your base, right? So yeah, being able to Moose, dude, this guy is a ninja. He's out. Dude, what a player. He's just running around these trees, cutting what waves he can. They are trying to punish him, and they do have a wave coming in now to escort, so it will make it to the base, but the supports are just being a menace here, just trying to cut waves.
Yeah.
Look at the Pugna now.
High ground is pretty good between Keeper Blast and then this long range Winter Wyvern who already bought her egg, unless she's getting caught and killed. No, okay.
Coming in. Woo. Can he finish off Knights? Oh, the bash. He does get the kill though. Avalanche toss onto the faceless void. That is the first life. Wait a minute. He has a BKB.
I think you should leave.
Comes back. Yeah, okay. He's gonna. Well, here comes Slateums, the Rolling Thunder. Does he want to chase? All right, he's gonna turn around. He's turning this car around. He's done. But wait a minute.
Get Panda again.
He just goes back in. Okay, that is like the literal best thing we've seen Beast Coast do all game.
Yeah, I'm actually when I said I think they should leave, I actually meant Beast Coast because I thought Boom was coming in, and some of them did, but actually Dragon Knight didn't. And I feel like if he was there, they could have taken that fight. But maybe trying to play it safe. They did only lose supports and the Aegis. So, I mean, it's not like they've lost control of this game or anything. But you will take that on Beast Coast. You've now claimed another hero, not just Panda. Still no core kills, though.
I mean, how much was that whole gold exchange? Because it was like Panda's kill was worth like 1,200, I think. So Knight was like 800. Panda was like also like 800-ish. So yeah, almost a 2,000 gold exchange. And Moose just gets a freebie onto Panda for a solo 600 gold. And he immediately is going to be like, I gotta deny my ward. It's gonna take a year, but I'll get it. Oh no.
Tiny's so slow at it.
He's just like just beating away at it, but yeah, just such a slow attack speed. So Knight will get the D ward.
I mean, we have been joking that they're only killing Panda, but at this point, any kill is good, especially Picard.
Whoa!
Picard.
The Chrono! Alright, they were trying to set up on Picaz here. Avalanche toss, the follow-up, the beast stun. Can they finish him off? But he just doesn't have the damage. Picaz just time walks back away as that BKB running, looking for the Tiny, and in comes Slatum. You gotta roll, you gotta catch the Winter's Curse here, but it's just solo under this Pango, and he's just gonna go continuing the chase. Pay now in trouble as Picaz will find a double kill. Now for the Faceless Void is the Winter Wyvern dying in the trees. 5 heroes dead, set up on the back of the Chronosphere, and a perfectly placed ward, catching them out of position.
I'm actually surprised Dragon Knight's not staying with them. Like, he's a good chunk of this tower damage, actually. He's opting for mid, though. I guess Dragon Form was ending.
You have 4? Yeah, I mean, that is just as good of a fight as you could ever ask for. 7,200 damage coming out of Picaz's Faceless Void, which, I mean, it checks. He's got his level 20 talent. He's got Mjolnir, Diffusal, Manta all completed. Like, you can't actually get away from this guy right now.
Yeah, and it's a nice ward down here. That setup could have worked if Faceless Void didn't see, like, some heroes coming in. That's why he felt comfortable just jumping in and chronoing that Coddle. But if he had been caught off guard, you know, they might have been able to actually burst finish him.
Yeah, I think with the Coddle damage, they'd probably get him, right? Between Vessel and the Illuminate and the Solar Bind magic resistance reduction, like, he actually probably dies 100-0 in, like, the Avalanche Toss and Concoction.
Yeah,
but,
I think so, too.
Yeah, just really sick play from him. Just realizing, like, I'm just going to go solo kill this guy really quick, and then it turns into the dream fight.
For Boom, I mean, are they just going to wait second Aegis? They kind of lost that first one without getting too much done. They are really far ahead.
They do pick up a couple. I mean, they have a really smart itemization choice here is the Lincoln Sphere picked up on the Pangolier, which they are also about to finish up on Picaz's Faceless Void, which, I mean, that is a very good Lincoln's game. Slatum's just playing some ping pong up on the high ground. We'll look to chase a little bit here, and we'll finally turn around as he gets the blink out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, what is the play here for Beast Coast? How do they get back into this game? Because it is looking really rough.
Their high ground is really good. Unfortunately, they did lose it off. Like, they lose one set off the fight that happened bottom here. But for these other fights, right, you got this long range blast. He even went ahead and bought an Aether Lens, which don't think mid coddles usually do, but kind of recognizing he has to clear creeps as far as possible without showing himself. So that plus the Wyvern, Pugna Blast, right? Then you have that Tiny maybe tossing a key target back deep into the base. Yeah, so maybe they can take a good fight around their high ground. I think fighting out of the base pretty tough. Just sending Illich in here with that Inkswell.
He accidentally popped, he like dragon formed, and right when he came out of dragon form, I think auto attacked an illusion, so
oops.
It revealed their smoke. Moose just hiding in the corner here, waiting to maybe either cut a wave or contest Roach. We'll have to see. But one thing I'm noticing is with Coddle picking up this Aether Lens. It is a little bit interesting as a pickup, but you could turn this into an E-Blade, and that would be a nice little defensive tool for a Chronosphere as well. If, you know, he's able to not get chronoed, he can save potentially an ally with an E-Blade. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's I mean, you're kind of just like grasping for, you know, what you can get at this point on the side of Beast Coast. When you have this much of a gold advantage and you're running an Alchemist core, it feels a little underwhelming having picked this hero, and Gardic I think is stuck. He's that's a rough one. He was up here placing a ward and it was just like, oh crap, Pakaz is here.
Uh-oh. Moo's gonna cut some waves and then just go back to hiding. I mean, they're doing kind of like what they need to do to an extent, but when you're so far behind, it's so easy to get caught and found.
Takes the watcher.
Take the watcher.
He's like, ah, I got you.
He's got to get everything possible before he dies, man.
That's so funny. Coddle is going for the Scythe of Ice, which is pretty standard. I mean, also one of the reasons you'd go for the Aether Lens here is obviously that massive cast range bonus between Spirit Form, as well as the Aether Lens gives you like a 1300 range Scythe of Ice. So very scary if he can get to it, but he still has quite a ways to go.
Yeah, that feels like the story for Beast Coast right now. Like all the heroes. Oh, Illich finding Pig.
Yeah, and you are just gonna get walked back to your base. He could just TP now, but maybe he's afraid there's another hero behind him. It's hard to say. He is just the slowest journey ever.
It's just tickling each
Here
other.
comes the Rolling Thunder. There's the BKB. Well, they get the BKB. That's, I think, what they wanted more than anything.
Yeah, that was an arcane rune roll too, so not even that long of a cooldown. And actually, they don't even feel like they need it. They're just gonna smoke up and look for a kill now that Alchemist doesn't have BKB and doesn't have ult actually. So that's two big tools down. They're headed in the right direction.
He's still got like 5 to 10 seconds left on this Dragon Knight ult. Will he guess correctly? Oh my god, he does. He's just going for the 35-minute rune, and the Alch gets punished. You
5
also
to 10
managed to
seconds
find
is
Gardic
all he
topside.
needs.
Oh boy. That is pretty big. Dude, that was such a smart split on the gank. Like they run 2 topside, and they end up finding the Pugna, and then they run the other 2 at the rune, and they end up finding Alch, like simultaneously. Moo's here. Oh, he just blinked away. Little D-ward there.
I would have actually loved to see them get Banner. Not that they're gonna wait 5 minutes for it, but the wave clear is like Coddle Blast and like Splinter Blast. So actually giving the creeps more health would have been pretty helpful in terms of not having your creep wave just totally obliterated. Could have been pretty cool.
Unlucky Winter Curse there from Vitali. Good movements from Illich on his Dragon Knight to dodge that one out. Meanwhile, at the Roshan, he steals the cheese. So he went in, tried to get the Aegis, but still managed to take the cheese away. Meanwhile, bottom, Lumpy getting chased from Slatem's. Great reads from this Pangolier, man. He has got this Coddle's number. As Coddle quite fast, but you're not getting away from this one. Dude, they're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. Gardic chased into the base. Will go ahead and decrep himself for the moment, but I don't think Pakaz has any intentions of running away. Oh. Okay. Nice little plays there from Gardic. Popping the stick, just barely enough to live.
Yeah, he doesn't actually need that kill to be able to work on this tower, so he's going to play it safe, not get too close to that fountain, especially as Tiny's getting close to respawning, maybe even buys back, blinks, tosses you in. No need for that.
Yeah, I think we saw some fun Huskar shenanigans against the Beast Coast recently, right? That may have won them a game.
Yeah, so they've learned from watching those games. Hey guys, mega creeps are pretty good. Let's just grab those. They got 8 seconds till Caudle is up. I don't think they'll be able to finish everything off right away. They are gonna have to fight for that last set.
It is so hard to kill this Phase's Void now. They have double Lincolns. You have the instant Dispel that can come out from Inkswell, and of course a swap from the Vengeful Spirit. I actually have no idea how you kill this guy at this point. Not to mention just 20% backtrack to add insult to injury.
And he just picked up Aviana's Feather for more evasion.
Oh, that lane of barracks is gone. Bottom lane, Pei in some trouble. They found moves as well. Pekka's just going to go in, but reverse time walks out. He's actually taking a decent chunk of damage to start this one off, but now there it is. Moves falls, Force Staff from the Wyvern, trying to get some space as he will finish off the Void. That is a nice grab, but oh, in comes Rolling Thunder once again, able to just chain stun these heroes. And where's the Chrono? It's finally coming through. Pekka's pops the BKB, trying to life drain, keep this Alchemist alive, but it's not enough. Winter Wyvern just sitting inside his own throne, being like, guys, if they can't attack me, I might live. GG's come out, and boom, we'll take game number 1 very convincingly. A beautiful game from them. Honestly, I felt like Beast Coast, the draft was fine, but the early game momentum,